Hey, it's Trevor. Welcome to today's lesson. Today is a lesson for the beginners out there. We're going to be checking out major and minor scales. Scales are really important because they give you a context for what the whole song is about. In other words, it tells you what the good notes are in any particular song. For both scales, I'm going to be starting here on the 3rd fret of the lowest string, which is the E string. This is going to be our root note for both scales. This is G. I want to play the major scale first, G major, and then I'll break it down for you. And going down. What I want to point out is each finger gets 1 fret. Each finger is assigned 1 fret across all the strings. Watch again. My hand stays in the same position the whole time. There's no shifting. For instance, if I were to play this first note with my middle finger, I wouldn't play the second note also with my middle finger, or I wouldn't do this. The range is about 4 frets for the whole scale, and so since I have 4 fingers, it's really convenient. Our root note, like I mentioned, is going to be on this 3rd fret of the low string, E. Second note, 5th fret of that same string. 3rd note is going to be 2nd fret of the 3rd string, A. Staying on that same string, I'm going to play the 3rd fret now. 5th fret of that same string. Next string up is the 2nd fret. 4th fret of that string. And finally, once I get to this note with my little finger, this is where the scale starts over. This is called the octave. Our first note was G, our last note was G. A way I like to think about scales is with numbers. So instead of thinking of the note name as in G, A, B, C, I think it's easier to think about it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 can also be, like I mentioned, the octave, or you can think of it as 1 because the scale will start over again. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It goes the same way going down. You can think this is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The reason we think about it as numbers is because, well, I'll say this. The convenient thing about this scale pattern that I'm showing you is it can be repeated anywhere on the bass as long as you maintain that original hand position, middle finger, then little finger, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky. If you keep that shape consistent, you can play a major scale anywhere on the bass as long as you know where the root note is. If my root note, for example, is the 7th fret of this A string, 7th fret of the A string, I'm not thinking E, F sharp, G sharp. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back again at our original note, G, 3rd fret of this low E string. Let's play the minor scale. It's a little bit different. I'm going to start it, in fact, with my index finger. Same note, however, G. I'll play it for you, going up and down. And going down. Same idea as the major scale, where one finger per fret. I don't want to do any shifting because if we keep it as one finger per fret, we'll build muscle memory. I want to think about the numbers slightly different, but in much the same way. 1, 2. This is the third, but I want to call it flat 3. The reason being is because in music we compare everything to the major scale. If this were major, this would be the note I would play. In minor, it's 1 fret down. You can still think of it as 1, 2, 3, but more technically is 1, 2, flat 3, or the flat third. 4, 5, flat 6. Same idea from that third. You can call it 6, but it's the flat 6 or minor 6th. Same idea again. This is flat 7, 8. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 8, or 1, or the octave. Again, same thing like the major scale. If I were to start on the 7th fret of this A string like before, I can play the minor scale with that exact same shape. It's helpful to think of it as numbers like I keep mentioning because I can transpose this physical shape anywhere on the bass and I'll get the scale that I'm looking for, as long as I start on the correct root, of course. If you found this lesson informative, I really appreciate it if you left a like on the video. I'll be in the comment section below answering any questions you might have. Until then, take it easy.